Any questions?
What are those circles for?
Okay, the circles there are not part of the circuit itself, it's part of the analysis.
Okay.
So in this analysis, what I'm doing is I'm defining my currents based upon the loops and not upon the actual path.
Oh, okay.
So I just drew a clockwise circle here, and I'm saying E is traveling, whatever current E is, it's traveling that loop right there. F is traveling clockwise in the right loop.
Okay. And you're just calling them E and F to differentiate them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done it before where I use B and C again, and then it just gets,
That gets confusing.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so I'm just gonna start here, just so that my first term is positive. I'm gonna go clockwise. I don't have to go in the same direction as my current loop. I'm just going to. So I go this way, I start out with gaining 3, because I'm going from the negative to the positive. Cruise along, going with the current, so minus 4E. Then coming down here, I'm going across the 6 ohm resistor, and I have current E and F both going across it. So it's minus, because I'm going with E, minus 5, try that again, minus 6E, and then I'm going against F, which is going up at that point, plus 6F, plus 5, minus 2E equals 0.
So going with is negative, going against is positive.
Yes. Using the old adage, water flows downhill, current flows down. So losing potential if I'm going with the current.
What determines if they get a letter or if they don't get a letter? Like in the equation.
Oh, that's a power supply, that's a power supply. These are all resistors. And it comes from that the potential difference across a resistor is current times resistance. So it's the current times the resistance.
Okay.
I guess the way I've done it is delta V equals RI. And again, my recommendation, some people like to throw units in there just because it works for them. If you need to do that, fine. It just, to me, that just clutters it up. And also realize if I have a minus sign wrong, my answer's gonna be wrong. All right, simplifying it. I have 8. And then E, I got 4, 6, and 2, so minus 12E. And then I have only one F term, plus 6F equals 0. I now need another loop. I don't have to take the right loop. So just for fun, I'm gonna start in the same place, except now I'm gonna do the entire circuit. So I'm going across here, I gain 3. So this was left, this is whole. Going across the 4, I have only 5 there, only E flowing across it. I'm going with that, so that's minus 4E. Shooting over here, minus 8F. Going against the battery, going from positive to negative, so I'm going in the negative direction, so minus 7. Back around here, going across the 2, minus 2E equals 0. Because then I'm back where I started.
So on the battery thing, that's the same as negative and positive before? Or?
Yeah, so in this one, I've got the positive on the upside, so that's my positive, and then my negative side, negative and positive. So here, when I did my voltage loop, I went from negative to positive, it's a gain. Here, I went from positive to negative, it's a loss.
Oh, okay.
So that's why that's negative.
Oh, that's a little bit easier to see.
Yeah, and it's nothing to do with the direction that we assigned for the current flow. Any other questions? What I'm hoping is you're working your way through it and seeing how, yes, this makes sense. Then we'll simplify. I got 3 minus 7, so I got -4, that takes care of those two. E minus 6E minus 8F equals 0. And now it comes down to what technique do you want to use? I have 2 equations, 2 unknowns. If I want to use Cramer's rule, well, I need to set it up, so I'd have -12E plus 6F equals -8, and -6E minus 8F equals 4. Or if you're using the, whatever R, EF was, whatever Phil said before, then you also put it up, or if you're solving the inverse matrices by hand, same thing, you get it in that form. Just for fun. E, my denominator, -12, -6, 6, -8. My numerator, E is first, so -4, then 6, -8. For a 2 by 2, it's just that diagonal, 64, minus that diagonal, 24. And down here, I've got, ooh. That's 96. 96 minus -36. So I end up with 30 over 132.
40. Oh. 40.
Did I mess up somewhere?
64 minus 24 is 40.
There's one place. Which would be 10 over that divided by 4.
That was the same as our B from before.
0.3.
0 point.
That's what I got when I put it in my system equations.
Yeah, that's right. 1033 is 0.
I did. So you rounded off at 0.3.
Oh, no, that was just the first thing that I saw. There was a lot more decimals to it.
I would recommend 4 decimal places if you're going decimal. And I typically do decimal because, well, I have this set up on a spreadsheet where all I have to do is type in the batteries and the resistors, and it magically tells me the answer.
It was like 0.30303, like repeating.
0.30.
Yeah.
So that's the same as B. What would F be the same as?
F would be the same as D. It'll be -D, because I have D going this way and F is going that way.
What about C?
C is a combination. C I had going up in the same direction as F, he's going opposite, so C should be F minus E.
Okay.
Well, once I have one of these, I could take that, plug it in for E and solve it, the old fashioned way. I don't have to use Cramer's rule consistently. But I will. So F, the denominator, is 132. The numerator, I'm replacing the second one, so this is -12, -6, and then -8, 4. And so I end up with -48 minus 48, which is -96 over 132, which we have right there, which is 8/11. -8/11. Now, on the test or quiz, and I'm trying to think if I updated the master set or master set also, excuse me. I give the resistor, so we've got a 2 ohm, 4 ohm, 6 ohm, and 8 ohm. And then the magnitude and then direction. So across the 2 ohm, we had it's E going to the left, And E, we had a positive number 4 of 10/33, so 0.30 repeating amperes going to the left. The 4 ohm is going to the right, so 0.30 repeating amperes going to the right. 6, well, we'll hit the 8 ohm. 8 ohm, well, I have F going to the right, and F is negative, so I either put a negative value here to the right, or the positive value to the left. So this is either negative 8/11 amperes to the right, or 8/11 amperes going to the left. Put one or the other, don't put both. I'm just putting both to emphasize that both of these are correct. And then 6 ohm, I have F going up. So F was negative 24/33 going up, and E is coming down at 10/33. So I just need to combine those. So that's 10/33 down and 24/33 down, just flipping the sign, flipping the direction in the sign. And so that's 34/33 downwards. The other thing that I ask for this is then I say, what is the voltage, potential difference across one of the resistors? It doesn't matter which one I pick, so let's pick the 8 ohm. That's a delta V, I guess that's I have the current across the 8 ohm is 8/11 amperes going to the right. It's an 8 ohm resistor. If I'm going with the current, my potential is a drop. So if I do 8 times 8/11, I get 64/11 volts using Ohm's law, I times R. And then if I'm going to the right, I'm going with the current, or left, that way. If I'm going left with the current, that should be negative.
So it doesn't matter that it's, so you have 8/11 amperes going to the right is negative up there.
I have 8/11 going to the left.
Oh wait, no, that's right, yeah. Okay, yeah, I see.
So going with the current, it's negative. So the last question on test 1B will be a problem a lot like that.
Wait, what'd you say?
The last question on test 1B will be a problem a lot like that. The batteries might be flipped upside down, but it's that same basic look.
This feels a lot easier than the last stuff we were doing.
Yeah, test 1B is typically easier than test 1A.
Oh, that's something to look forward to.
So I guess 2 things. Maybe they took it down because they said, hey, they've got something over here.
You know what you should do in protest? You should just cover the walls with paper.
Put a couple cans of spray paint also, do a Frank Zappa kind of thing. I make a Frank Zappa reference. Do people know who Frank Zappa is?
Yes, I'm not super familiar with it.
No.
Alternative rock.
Sort of.
It doesn't, if you see, think of alt rock, that's not him.
It's like
He really
weird.
is alternative.
Yeah, it's like weird rock. Progressive rock.
His son's name is Dweezil. His daughter's name is Moon Unit.
Moon Unit?
Moon Unit. Incredibly intelligent guy. He's appeared before a congressional committee talking about censorship in records or in music. Just another fun fact, hugely anti-drug. You listen to his music and you're thinking, there's no way he did this completely within his mind, but no. Supposedly he threw at these wild parties, anybody was allowed to show up. And the spray paint thing is that he had Kansas spray paint, you could decorate the walls however you wanted. But if you're doing drugs, you made sure you did it outside the house. You didn't do it inside his house. So anyway, that's it for the anti-drug message. Back to physics. So this is, so we did 23, 4, 5, 6, so this is 27, 28, 29. And today is the 11th, so we got the 11th, 13th, and 14th. 18th, 25. 8. All right, so let's see, we are here. I am picturing all right, how's the following graph here? Master set 27, 28, 29, test. I assume those smiles and the laughter is that just because it brings you a lot of joy.
What are the dates again?
I was picturing next week,
Mm-hmm.
Master set 27, 28, 29, test on 28.
Oh, so, yeah, that's why we're all laughing, because you want 3 master sets in a week.
Yeah, that. Maybe I'm misinterpreting the smiles.
Can we not do that?
Well,
Can I have a master set due this Friday, 27?
Wait, does that mean we don't have any quizzes though?
Yeah, all right, so I don't want to push the test too far off.
how about we do?
I mean, if we don't have any quizzes, I might be okay with 3 master
18,
sets.
20, 25.
Well, 27 on 18, 28 and 21, and then 29 on 25. Just 1 day break.
So master set 27, master set 28, master set 29, test 1B. That's what you're proposing?
Yes.
What about the quizzes?
I would like to do an in-class quiz for at least one of these problems. And the reason for that is what I'm gonna do is you take the quiz, you have very similar question on the test, and whatever the better is of the two, I'm gonna count it for both that question on the test and for the quiz. But we don't have to.
So there's another test after this and then the final, like, thing, right?
There's the multiple choice test and the final thing.
Yeah, so there's 2 more after this. Yeah, I guess that makes sense then.
Right?
So, I know we're going through master set 29, what units does test 1B cover?
27, 28, 29.
Through, okay, just those 3?
Yeah, just those three. You want more?
I just didn't know if I went earlier.
Yeah. But the first test was 23 through 26. Gotcha.
I guess quiz, on the 20th then? I don't really wanna do it the day before that.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that gives plenty of time there. So, homework quiz, we'll call it homework quiz 29. It will be a problem like that.
It won't be like those homework set questions that you post and we do.
I'm not taking one of those, I'm taking something like that. Now, the homework questions from the textbook are all very similar, not quite as identical in the square structure, rectangular
Is it
structure.
with the flash stuff though, and the
Oh,
problem?
yeah, no, we'll skip flash, it'll just be that one question,
Just one problem,
one problem.
Like this one.
like that one?
Yep,
Okay.
batteries could be inverted. But that's the basic look. Here's the 152 version of it. That's basically, it looks something like that.
That's probably doable.
And another question, for the test, do you want the answers to be integers?
Yes.
Yes.
Or fraction. You said integers or fractions?
Integers or just random numbers? I mean, these came out as, I used just random numbers-ish. So we came out with things that were not obviously integers. However, and the advantage of having integers is if you get integers in the end, it feels good.
Is there a disadvantage?
The disadvantage is you work through the problem, you don't get an integer, and now you know you've made a mistake.
How is that a disadvantage?
Well, how much time are you gonna spend trying to figure out where the minus sign is off in the wrong place, or how much
As much
torture?
time as possible.
And for some people, it's torture, for others, yeah, I made a mistake, let's figure out where it is.
Just seems like an extra data point to know whether you've done it correctly or not,
Okay.
right?
I like integers.
Like, alright, anyone object to the integers? I could potentially give two different questions.